All right. So this question is, what does your meditation practice consist of? This is a long journey, and it's really quite tricky for me to distill down. So I've been meditating for many years. I don't know how many years, but I've been meditating for a long time. And my meditation practice has changed a lot over the years, and it's kind of like anybody else's. I think you should start in a place that's very achievable. Headspace is great for this. Headspace has a 10 minutes for 10 days challenge. So I started with Headspace. That's where I started at the recommendation of Tim Ferriss, and started with Headspace. And then I got obsessed with like the gamification of Headspace because they track your streak, like how many days in a row you've gone. They need to remove that feature. I'm telling you, because for guys like me, that's a nightmare. So I would literally it'd be like 11:50 p.m. and I'd be like, I gotta meditate right now so I don't skip a day. It was really not good for me mentally because I'm a perfectionist like that. So I think I once meditated like 400 days in a row on the streak on Headspace. And then I went from Headspace to an app called Oak, O-A-K. I believe that's only on iOS though. Oak is amazing, just a super laid back guided meditation, super simple. And they have breathing techniques. I really like the breathing techniques for Oak app. So if you can get Oak on your iOS just to do the breathing techniques is fantastic. Then I went from Oak to the Sam Harris app called Waking Up, which is another great app. I will say it's for people who are not particularly spiritual. I actually do consider myself quite spiritual at this point, but Sam Harris is basically like meditation for intellectuals with no woo-woo. And it's really cool. I love learning from him. He has these amazing lessons as well, not just the meditations. He has lessons built in. So I did his app for a very long time. I don't even know since that first launched. I did it for a long time. And then started studying a guy named Shinzen Young. Shinzen Young is amazing, and he teaches you these incredible, the guy has tomes written about meditation, all the different types of meditation, teaches a lot about like equanimity and walking meditations and meditating while you're doing different things throughout the day. Equanimity was a really big one for me to learn about. That kind of took my meditation practice to the next level. So I studied Shinzen Young. He has an app called Bright Mind, did the Bright Mind app for quite some time. And then got entirely tired of trying to constantly optimize my meditation. It was one more thing in my life that I just had to optimize, right? That's not good for me. I can get very hooked on things. I can get very addict-like in terms of like OCD about certain things. I've talked about this before when I used to do Beachbody. It's like I'd skip a day and want to start the whole program over because I feel like I'd failed, So it can get a little tricky for me, even with these like intellectual pursuits or whatever. So what I eventually did was, at the recommendation of Rob Wolf, read a book called Stress Less, Accomplish More. And I know there are probably a lot of you listening here that have read this book as well. And I was really turned off by it at first. So I was just like, oh, come on. She's not thinking about it intellectually. This is just like, some silly thing, blah, blah, blah. Read the book. Fantastic book. Fantastic book. She's like, what are you trying to be? You trying to be a monk that goes and lives in a cave and, meditates and be the best person to meditate? Like, no, I'm trying to meditate so I can kick ass in life, in normal people life here in the real world, right? So Emily Fletcher teaches something called the Z technique, and that's currently what I do right now. Now, that said, I do just want to make this clear for you guys. I've been wanting to do transcendental meditation for quite some time, but TM requires like a $1,500 initial upfront investment. It's like a 4-week program, and you got to go up to a place in person. It's really kind of not easily accessible for most people, right? But TM is supposed to have just these amazing, unbelievable benefits. Like famous people like Jerry Seinfeld talk about how it changed their whole life, et cetera, et cetera. What Emily Fletcher has done here, and I have no problem with it, like super respect, great book. I love the book. It's super accessible, makes meditation accessible for everybody. But she's basically taken transcendental meditation, shortened it, and simplified it and said, this is called the Z technique, right? So that's really what it is. She gives you a mantra in the book and everything, which transcendental meditation is mantra meditation. But that said, it's amazing. Like, go read the book, and that's what I do now. I do the Z technique. Now, fair warning, this is 15 minutes twice a day, which seems like a lot to people in the beginning. So if that seems scary, go do Headspace for 10 minutes. Go do the Oak meditation app, guided meditation for 10 minutes a day, right? If that seems scary, then, because that's the other thing is I have a lot of days where I get super busy and I miss that second meditation. I kind of beat myself up about it. So I need to be a little bit better about that. I still beat myself up about perfectionism things. Everybody, don't worry. I don't have this all figured out either, right? Not some kind of God who doesn't have negative self-talk. I still struggle with these things. That said, that second meditation is magical. Far more magical than any form of meditation I've ever done. So something about that, when I get the second meditation in the afternoon, I have a timer that goes off on my phone at 2 p.m., tells me to go meditate. So I do a lot of really deep intellectual work all day, every day, right? It's very exhausting on the brain. Something about me like walking out of my office, going to my bedroom, sitting down, lotus position, and doing that 15-minute meditation in the afternoon, I'm telling you, I have reached altered states of consciousness, like 100%. I know that sounds woo-woo, I know that sounds weird, but trust me, I know a whole lot about altered states of consciousness. I know what they feel like. And I have absolutely gotten there. Only in this afternoon. It doesn't happen in the morning. Something weird about just taking a break from the day and going into this place is just like blissful. It's like my brain wants so badly to shut down. And she'll explain this in the book, but you get to these certain states that are actually more restful than deep sleep cycles. And they've actually tested this with like functional MRIs and all these clinical settings and everything. It's literally like you're getting extra deep sleep. It's unbelievable. So I always try to get that second meditation in, but yeah, so to make a long story even longer, I am using the Z technique right now. That is the meditation that I do. But as I just explained to you, my meditation journey has been long. Sometimes things change. I've had times where I've been meditating for an hour a day, just in complete silence. I've done just about every meditation you can think of. Yeah, it's quite great. I like it. I'm a big fan of inner child meditations. Those are really cool. If you can just YouTube those if you want to. YouTube some inner child work. Yeah, so anyway, that's my meditation, the Z technique. So pick up Stress Less, Accomplish More by Emily Fletcher. And it's a really, really good book.